Buckle up, because the internet just collectively lost its mind over the latest Kodak Black drama. What started as a few blurry clips and cryptic posts has exploded into a full-blown online frenzy, and the chaos, it's epic. Fans are panicking, memes are running wild, and every corner of social media is dissecting every second like it's evidence in a high-stakes crime documentary. If you thought Kardashians breaking up was dramatic, think again. This makes it look like a calm Sunday brunch. Boosie couldn't resist. The man went live, firing off comments that had fans gasping, screenshots flying, and every reaction channel scrambling for views. Some are calling it the most explosive moment in hip-hop this year. Others are speculating that Kodak might be spiraling out of control. But one thing is undeniable. The internet is obsessed. Every rumor, every clip, every reaction is now being looped, shared, and remixed faster than a TikTok trend on Red Bull. And let's be honest, you're glued to this screen because you have to know what really happened. Did Kodak really collapse? Was it an accident, exhaustion, or something deeper? The truth might be messy, confusing, and impossible to fully confirm. But that's exactly why everyone's talking, posting, and panicking. Welcome to the drama, served hotter than ever. The moment those clips hit the internet, chaos erupted faster than a fireworks show in Times Square. Kodak Black, allegedly collapsing, or at least looking like he did in the blurry videos, sent the entire hip-hop community into meltdown mode. Social media accounts exploded with fans questioning what had happened. Memes depicting Kodak in every possible scenario flooded timelines, and speculation ran wild. Was it exhaustion, a health scare, or was the rumor mill finally spinning a full-blown nightmare story? Nobody knew for sure, and that uncertainty is exactly what made this story go viral. Because in today's digital age, drama doesn't need confirmation. It just needs eyeballs, clicks, and outrage. Boosie, of course, couldn't resist weighing in. The moment the clips began circulating, he went live with that signature no-filter energy, firing off comments that had fans spitting drinks across the room. Some clips showed him laughing, others showing mock horror, but the message was clear. This was huge, and he wasn't holding back. That's Boosie for you, the human megaphone of hip-hop gossip. Every post, every word, every tone he delivered became fuel for the fire. Within minutes, screenshots of his reactions were circulating faster than Kodak's rumored collapse video itself. Meanwhile, the fans lost their minds. TikTok videos recreated the alleged moment in slow motion. Memes depicted Kodak being carried away by random cartoon characters. And Twitter threads exploded into multi-paragraph dissertations analyzing his behavior, posture, and every second of footage. Every fan seemed to have their own theory, their own interpretation, and their own expert diagnosis. Some claimed it was exhaustion, some said stress, and some whispered darker possibilities. Whether it was true or not barely mattered. The conversation itself had become a viral spectacle. Social media blogs weren't wasting any time either. The moment the clips went up, gossip pages started posting headlines dripping with sensationalism. Kodak Black collapses, fans freak out, and Boosie reacts to Kodak's shocking incident. They didn't just report, they amplified, embellished, and hyped because drama is the oxygen of engagement. And in the age of clicks, even a rumor has the power to crush numbers. Every reaction video, every Instagram story, every retweet added a layer of chaos that made the story bigger, louder, and more impossible to ignore. Then came the conspiracy theories. As is tradition in the hip-hop comment sections of the internet, fans immediately began connecting dots that didn't exist. "He's burning out from the label," said one viral tweet. "This is a warning from the universe," said another. Some claimed the footage was staged. Others said it was a wake-up call for the industry. Within hours, hashtags like Karn Kodak collapse and Palm Boosie reacted were trending worldwide. People who didn't even follow hip-hop were logging in just to see what the fuss was about. The story had escaped its original context and gone completely viral. The chaos didn't stop with fans and bloggers. Celebrities, influencers, and even other rappers started weighing in with cryptic posts and subtle stories. Some tweeted concern without naming names, others shared old Kodak tracks as commentary. A few even made memes featuring themselves next to Kodak, pretending to catch him mid-collapse. Every post was scrutinized, dissected, and remixed. Within days, this wasn't just a rumor, it was a culture-wide phenomenon, and everyone wanted a piece of the narrative. Meanwhile, analysts on YouTube and TikTok were working overtime. They chopped up the blurry clips, slowed footage down frame by frame, and added dramatic voiceovers like it was a crime scene investigation. "Look at the way he's breathing here," one said. "Notice how his hands are moving. This is serious." Commentary channels crafted entire hour-long videos, dissecting every second as if Kodak's health and career depended on their analysis. Memes and dramatic reenactments became content gold, pushing the story further into the algorithm and keeping it alive in feeds worldwide. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors about Kodak's personal life and touring schedule began surfacing alongside the videos. People speculated he had been overworking, partying excessively, or pushing himself too hard for the next album drop. Every snippet of information, sometimes true, sometimes exaggerated, was twisted into evidence of the alleged collapse. Social media users acted like private detectives, piecing together every Instagram story, lyric, and interview to build a narrative that may or may not have matched reality. But as always, in the age of virality, perception often matters more than fact. Boosie's role in this can't be overstated. As soon as he reacted, the situation multiplied tenfold. Every word he spoke became headline material. Screenshots, clips, and reaction videos appeared across every platform. Some fans praised him for being honest and outspoken, while others accused him of exaggerating for clout. But in the chaos, one thing was undeniable. Boosie amplified the narrative beyond control. He was the perfect storm catalyst, mixing credibility, outrage, and unfiltered personality into one massive social media bomb. Even mainstream media began picking up the story. Headlines appeared that carefully danced around stating facts while maximizing clicks. Kodak Black health scare, Internet reacts, or Boosie responds to Kodak's situation, fans shocked. Every article referenced fan speculation, viral clips, and social media reactions, further legitimizing the story in the eyes of the public. For anyone scrolling quickly, it looked like a worldwide crisis, even if no confirmed details had emerged. The rumor had officially gone mainstream. Then there was the meme culture explosion. TikTok and Instagram were flooded with videos exaggerating Kodak's collapse. Users edited music over the footage, added slow-motion effects, and recreated the scene using animation, dolls, and random props. Even unrelated content creators jumped on the trend, adding their own comedic twists and turning a possible health scare into a viral spectacle. Every second of footage and every reaction multiplied exponentially as fans remixed and repurposed it endlessly. On top of that, the drama began spilling into fan wars. Comment sections split into factions defending Kodak, criticizing Boosie, or speculating about the authenticity of the footage. "Y'all act like you saw the whole thing," one fan shouted. "Bro, the internet's overreacting," replied another. It wasn't just conversation anymore. It was full-blown digital warfare. People weren't just discussing a rumor, they were performing it, shaping it, and living it online in real time. As the rumor spread internationally, it became clear that no corner of social media was untouched. Memes crossed language barriers, international fan pages weighed in, and even casual observers were commenting on Twitter threads, Instagram stories, and TikTok compilations. A 3-second clip had transformed into a worldwide spectacle, feeding itself through engagement, shares, and discussion. The story had a life of its own, separate from Kodak's actual situation. Meanwhile, industry insiders quietly monitored the situation. Sources close to Kodak allegedly confirmed he was fine, but that detail barely slowed the frenzy. The internet doesn't pause for facts, it thrives on drama. The narrative had already spun into an unstoppable cultural moment, and every attempt at clarification only added fuel to the fire. Every denial was twisted, every reassurance dissected, and every silence amplified. By the end of the first week, Kodak Black's name wasn't just trending, it was dominating global social media. Every reaction video, meme, post, and theory added layers of chaos. Fans were desperate for updates, influencers were scrambling to create content, and Boosie's commentary ensured that the story wouldn't die anytime soon. The alleged collapse had become a cultural flashpoint, a discussion that blurred the line between rumor, reality, and entertainment. And through all of it, one truth emerged. In the age of social media, drama spreads faster than fact. Speculation fuels obsession, and celebrities exist in a world where perception often matters more than reality. Whether Kodak was truly in danger, or whether this was another viral misinterpretation, hardly mattered. The story had taken on a life of its own, proving once again that in hip-hop, rumors and reactions can be as powerful as albums and lyrics. Once the initial shock of Kodak's alleged collapse hit the feeds, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. TikTok users immediately went into overdrive, recreating the moment with slow-motion reenactments, dramatic voiceovers, and sound effects that made it look like a scene out of a Hollywood disaster movie. Every meme page joined the fun, posting everything from animated versions of Kodak collapsing to Boosie's live reaction with captions like, "When chaos meets real-time commentary." It was absurd, hilarious, and addictive, the perfect viral storm. Celebrity commentary only poured gasoline on the fire. Boosie, of course, continued to dominate the narrative, dropping lines like he was narrating a documentary. "Y'all don't even know what's going on," he said, waving arms dramatically in a live stream clip. The moment that video hit, screenshots exploded across social media, and reaction channels couldn't keep up. Even rappers who usually stay quiet, people like Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo, and Megan Thee Stallion, started posting cryptic Instagram stories. Every ambiguous word was dissected by fans and reporters, turned into proof that the situation was far more serious than anyone could have imagined. Meanwhile, memes reached peak chaos. TikTokers edited clips of Kodak with exaggerated filters, zoomed-in faces, and added cartoonish sound effects, turning the alleged collapse into a full-blown comedy drama. One viral video looped Boosie's reactions over a clip of a falling sandwich, captioned, "The internet watching Kodak." Another meme photoshopped him onto a hospital gurney like a superhero landing scene. The absurdity was unmatched, but that only fueled engagement. The internet thrives on exaggeration, and this story gave creators endless material. Fan reactions escalated into full-blown digital warfare. Twitter threads split into factions. Team Kodak, defending him fiercely, Team Concerned, panicking over his health, and Team Meme, dissecting every clip for comedic gold. "He just fainted, chill, y'all acting," one user tweeted. "Nah fam, this is a cultural reset," replied another. Discussion threads exploded into multi-paragraph essays, debating every aspect of the alleged collapse, from his body language to prior social media activity. The internet wasn't just talking about Kodak, they were living the moment, performing it online with every meme, GIF, and reaction video. The rumor mill went even further, connecting Kodak's alleged collapse to his touring schedule, studio sessions, and past public health scares. Fans started analyzing old performances, pointing to times he appeared tired, unwell, or distracted. Every Instagram story, old tweet, and lyric became evidence in a fan-constructed investigation. Suddenly, social media wasn't just reacting, it was rewriting Kodak's history in real time, creating a narrative that was part mystery, part tragedy, and part performance art. Even international audiences joined in. Fans from Europe, Asia, and Africa reposted clips, subtitled reactions, and added commentary in local languages. Kodak's alleged collapse became a global spectacle overnight. Hashtags trended worldwide. Reaction videos garnered millions of views, and meme formats spread across platforms like wildfire. The story had escaped its original context and transformed into a cultural event that transcended borders, fandoms, and platforms. Meanwhile, the speculation continued to spiral. Some fans theorized that the collapse was a result of exhaustion from recording sessions. Others suggested stress, partying, or even exaggerated public appearances. One particularly popular theory claimed the collapse was staged to build hype for an upcoming release. None of these theories were confirmed, but that didn't matter. The internet thrives on conjecture. Every new theory was retweeted, shared, and remixed, building layers of digital chaos that no one could stop. Celebrity responses amplified the story further. Influencers like Lil Durk, Tory Lanez, and Offset posted cryptic captions and stories, causing fans to dissect and overanalyze every single word. "Y'all think you know," wrote one, while another posted, "Energy don't lie." Fans immediately interpreted these as insider confirmations or veiled warnings, fueling hundreds of reaction videos and hours of content. Every cryptic post was a spark to the wildfire. Meanwhile, reaction channels on YouTube and Instagram went full-on investigative mode. Some spent 30 minutes analyzing clips frame by frame, pointing out possible signs of fatigue or collapse. Others stitched together Boosie's reactions with Kodak's clips, turning the moment into an over-the-top evidence compilation. The that looked more like a Netflix docuseries than social media commentary. Every post, every video, every meme kept the story alive, generating engagement, drama, and virality simultaneously. The fan obsession didn't stop at analysis. Many started creating mini documentaries, editing together clips of Kodak over the past year, adding dramatic music, slow motion sequences, and captions that suggested a narrative of struggle, danger, and chaos. Every old performance, Instagram Live, and viral moment became proof in the story fans were building collectively. It was like a live global reality show, and everyone had a front row seat. Boosie's continued engagement kept the momentum unstoppable. Every live, story, and post he made was treated as breaking news. Fans spliced his reactions into memes, videos, and compilations, elevating the narrative to a viral crescendo. Even small gestures, like a captioned Instagram photo or a story with emojis, were dissected, analyzed, and shared as evidence. Boosie became the megaphone of fan hysteria, the perfect fuel for a wildfire that had already reached global proportions. Meanwhile, mainstream media picked up the story, but with caution. Headlines danced around the specifics while maximizing the drama. Kodak Black health scare, fans react, or Boosie speaks out on viral incident. Even with careful wording, the media inadvertently amplified the frenzy, creating more content for fans to obsess over. The story had now entered multiple ecosystems at once: social media, meme culture, YouTube, and mainstream news. It was unstoppable. Memes, speculation, and celebrity reactions intertwined into a viral feedback loop. Every joke became content, every fan theory became a trending topic, and every reaction fueled the next wave of content. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. The story was everywhere, alive and evolving. The alleged collapse was no longer just a rumor. It had become a cultural phenomenon, a digital wildfire that would be referenced, remixed, and reinterpreted for weeks. Meanwhile, the conversation around Kodak's lifestyle, career, and personal choices intensified. Fans debated whether overworking, partying, or public appearances were contributing factors. Every old tweet, lyric, and video was analyzed in hindsight, creating a sprawling narrative that intertwined rumor, fact, and pure speculation. In the age of social media, narrative often outweighs reality, and Kodak's alleged collapse was the perfect example. Even as speculation ran wild, there was a strange duality. Fans panicked over Kodak's well-being, while simultaneously treating the event as entertainment. Reaction videos, memes, and compilations generated millions of views. Every exaggerated clip, every cryptic post, every meme served to amplify the story further. The moment had transformed into a self-sustaining digital ecosystem fueled by hype, curiosity, and obsession. And through it all, the lesson became clear. In the modern age, drama drives engagement more than fact. Perception becomes reality, rumors become evidence, and celebrities exist in a space where every movement is scrutinized, dissected, and remixed for maximum virality. Kodak Black's alleged collapse had evolved from a single clip into a global cultural event, and there was no end in sight. By the end of this stage, the internet wasn't just watching, it was participating, producing, and creating its own version of the story. Kodak's alleged collapse, Boosie's reactions, and the endless memes had created a living, breathing narrative that was now bigger than any single social media post or video. It had become a spectacle, a phenomenon, and a cautionary tale of how fast rumor, reaction, and drama can spiral into global obsession. By the time the dust settled from the Kodak Black collapse frenzy, the ripple effect was undeniable. Social media had transformed what might have been a minor scare, or even just a blurry clip, into a global spectacle. Fans had debated, dissected, and memed every second, and influencers had turned it into content gold. What began as a short viral video had now become a multi-platform cultural event, spreading like wildfire through Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even mainstream media headlines. The consequences for Kodak's public image were immediate and visible. Streaming numbers surged as fans revisited old tracks to analyze his lyrics for hidden context, while searches for his name skyrocketed. Every post, every old interview, and every music video suddenly became material to examine. Meanwhile, promoters, brands, and collaborators were forced to reassess partnerships, worried that the hysteria surrounding the viral clips might overshadow projects or bring unwanted attention. Fame in 2025 isn't just about clout. It's a balancing act between perception and profit, and Kodak's perception was now under a global microscope. Boosie's role cemented itself as the ultimate accelerant in this digital firestorm. His commentary, memes, and live reactions had provided endless material for creators, commentators, and fans alike. Each post of his became viral content in its own right, amplifying the narrative beyond Kodak's own control. Some praised him for being outspoken and keeping it real, while others accused him of capitalizing on chaos for clout. Either way, Boosie had successfully transformed an ambiguous moment into an unstoppable wave of virality. Meanwhile, fan reactions didn't just split, they multiplied. One side rallied in support of Kodak, stressing concern for his well-being and demanding that the rumor-mongering end. Another faction speculated endlessly, dissecting his past performances, studio sessions, and social media activity for evidence of the alleged collapse. A third faction embraced the humor, turning the moment into an endless source of memes, jokes, and creative content. Entire comment sections resembled battlefields, with thousands of fans posting simultaneously in a chaotic symphony of speculation and outrage. Meme culture elevated the story to legendary proportions. Animated clips, Photoshop recreations, and TikTok remixes turned Kodak's blurry video into a recurring cultural joke, often exaggerated to the point of absurdity. Some videos portrayed him as a superhero, dramatically landing in slow motion. Others edited him into historical or cinematic disasters. The humor amplified the reach, and the absurdity ensured that the story didn't just survive, it thrived. In the modern social media landscape, exaggeration and dramatization are engines of virality, and Kodak's alleged collapse had become the perfect fuel. The mainstream media, naturally, followed suit. Headlines danced between caution and sensationalism. Kodak Black health scare, fans react, or Boosie responds to viral incident, internet explodes. Even with carefully worded articles, these stories contributed to the frenzy. The media unintentionally legitimized fan speculation, turning rumor into headline news and blurring the lines between reality, perception, and entertainment. The story had escaped the original clip entirely, becoming a digital event in its own right. Meanwhile, celebrities across the industry continued adding layers of intrigue. Cryptic posts, ambiguous lyrics, and subtle social media gestures turned every interaction into fodder for speculation. Lil Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, and Offset posted comments or stories that fans immediately decoded as insider reactions. Every ambiguous gesture was parsed, remixed, and interpreted as evidence of a deeper narrative. In the viral ecosystem, even silence can be louder than words, and Kodak's quiet responses only fueled more conjecture. The cultural implications were fascinating. The incident demonstrated how quickly the internet can escalate a single moment into a full-blown global phenomenon. Social media became a participatory theater where fans co-authored the narrative, created memes, and remixed content, all while consuming and propagating speculation. The story had become less about Kodak's actual situation and more about the collective obsession of the digital audience. It was a perfect example of modern virality, rumor, humor, speculation, and celebrity commentary intertwining to create an unstoppable cultural force. Meanwhile, the rumors affected relationships, collaborations, and industry dynamics. Some artists distanced themselves to avoid controversy, while others saw opportunity, dropping subtle lyrical jabs or cryptic posts. Brands and event organizers hesitated, unsure whether association with Kodak would amplify success or attract negative attention. The rumor, though unverified, had real-world implications, showing the power of social media to shape careers and public perception in real time. Even fan activism played a role. Supporters of Kodak launched hashtags and campaigns defending him against what they perceived as unfair scrutiny, while others used the moment to push for accountability. Wellness discussions or commentary on social media culture, discussions about celebrity health, privacy, and the ethics of speculation surged alongside the entertainment factor, highlighting the complicated interplay between fandom, media, and public scrutiny. The psychological impact was notable as well. Fans oscillated between worry, humor, outrage, and fascination, reflecting a collective emotional rollercoaster. The incident became a mirror for the audience itself, forcing people to confront how quickly they consume, judge, and spread content online. Each meme, comment, and reaction contributed to the shared experience, creating a form of collective storytelling that transcended the original clip. By the second week, the incident had become a multi-layered digital event. It wasn't just a story about Kodak Black. It was about the internet, fan culture, celebrity reactions, and the algorithms that amplify drama. Every meme, repost, and commentary clip kept the story alive, fueling further speculation and extending the life cycle of a viral event. In many ways, the Kodak collapse moment became a case study in modern digital culture, illustrating the mechanics of virality, engagement, and perception. The aftermath was both chaotic and predictable. Kodak's streaming numbers surged, old tracks were revisited, and his social media engagement skyrocketed. Boosie's viral reactions continued to dominate feeds. Memes, remixes, and fan theories evolved into layered narratives, ensuring that the story remained relevant for weeks. The viral moment had transformed into an ongoing cultural conversation that intertwined entertainment, concern, humor, and obsession. Ultimately, the Kodak Black incident became less about the specifics of what happened and more about the spectacle itself. It showcased how rumor, perception, and social media amplification can create a phenomenon far larger than the original event. Fans, creators, celebrities, and the media all participated in constructing a narrative that blurred the lines between fact and fiction, humor and concern, reality and performance. By the end, one thing was undeniable. The incident had cemented itself in digital memory. It would be referenced, remixed, and memed for months, serving as both entertainment and a cautionary tale about the speed and intensity of modern virality. Kodak Black's alleged collapse, coupled with Boosie's explosive reactions, had become an indelible part of internet culture, proof that in today's social media ecosystem, even a single clip can ripple into a worldwide phenomenon. And in true dramatic fashion, the story didn't conclude, it evolved. Every new post, cryptic story, and meme acted as a chapter in an ongoing saga, leaving fans